Hello everyone and welcome to another Fallout 76 video. Today I'm going to be bringing you a detailed walkthrough of the Decryption daily op of, where are we going? Vault 94. So I'm going to do, I do sort of walking playthroughs, like conversational playthroughs where I check in some tips, but I'm actually going to do a breakdown of Vault 94 specifically for decryption and the way that you can get a faster time on it. So we are currently fast traveling to the event. Okay. So first things first, on decryption, enemies hit hard. So they have a mutation called Savage Strikes, and it hurts. You don't want to take a lot of damage, so you want to sneak up on your enemies as best as possible. So I like to pop my drugs the moment I encounter them. These normally take me about 6 minutes, so I can typically get through 2 rounds of buffs. So we need to kill 8 enemies this round, 10 enemies the next round, and then 12 the round after that. So I pop Berry Mentats because it allows me to get a better visual bead on the next person that's up. Now because I'm unyielding as well, I have quite high perception, even for a melee build, so these red dots on the compass appear a lot further away. That can be a good and a bad thing. Because the further away they appear, you may think there might be an enemy close by, and it can lead you very far away from a relevant place. So I've killed my first 8. I'm going to have to kill a code carrier, and the code carrier will take increased damage, or will take reduced damage. Sorry, he has more health, not reduced damage, because you do the same damage to him. But he's harder to kill, and it will typically be a convoy. So this is something that you don't necessarily want to run straight into, because if they all have guns, especially with Blood Eagles, they'll just blow you away. So you can sneak up and take them down one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Shut down one of the interceptors.
We happen to be right by an interceptor. This isn't a good idea. So you don't need to kill all 3 of them to get the code. The code carrier will be one of the 3. So here we go. We're on for badge number 2. Now, with very specifically Vault 94, right when you come in, there's this large atrium area, and a lot of the Scorch end up funneling into here. So if you stay in and around this atrium area, you'll tend to get more Scorched than not. So even if I see red dots and they're going to take me further away from here, I'll always fall back here, because as enemies spawn, they're often spawning around the mezzanines here. So if we go to the upper deck area here, we're going to find more enemies. So I can already hear them. They're up here, and my Berry Mentats allows me to see them through the wall a little bit. I heard a blood bug. Yeah, there we go. Come on. So we just had a bunch more spawn. Those red dots became more predominant. Okay. So these ones have the regenerating perk when they get close to each other. Alright, I'm redoing my buffs quickly. There we go. So I prepared. If my drugs fell off when I walked into that room, 1 shot from a gun would have killed me. So I needed to make sure I was prepared before going in. Oh, now that I have that.
Good work getting the code. Head over to another interceptor.
Holy moly. That's a we're facing a bit of lag right now. Where is that? Seed bank. Sorry, I got slightly lost. I apologize. We're gonna go over here and to this interceptor here. And again, trying not to kill any enemies because I don't want to waste any spawns. or any time.
These sad saps even know they're pawns in some twisted game.
I was shot by somebody. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oftentimes, if you've been saving up enemies, you'll get an opportunity to just kill a, 4 or 5 the moment you turn in a code because they've been chasing you. Gives you just a leg up on the next one. Where's that dog? Oh, here it is. Come on, come on. Sometimes you get these slow spots where enemies just aren't spawning. Okay. Come on. So again, I'm staying in the atrium. Enemies are coming to me for the most part. Again, it's leaving me the most exposed. Oh, good. I finally have some people looking to help. And oh, they killed one for me. So the last code carrier will always spawn right near the last interceptor. So I redid my drugs. I didn't need to. It was just a force of habit. Sorry. Sloppy of me, wasting resources. So I'm just gonna hammer this one through. I have a vampire weapon, and by my VAT crits explosions will kill any nearby targets, except for him. That was somewhat risky of me. I should be paying attention to people shooting me from the sides. There he goes, but he's gonna get this one. There you go. There's 612 on this one. That's a pretty good time. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and I'm gonna show you exactly where these interceptors are, where the atrium is from the beginning. We have a few minutes to do this, I think. Hey, it doesn't kick you out immediately. It doesn't give you a timer. Or it's not giving me a timer. Maybe that's just the lag. So when we spawn in over here on this ramp. Yeah. We spawn in here. This is the entrance of the vault over here. So when we spawn in, if we head just straight, absolutely dead straight, straight, this is the atrium here. So we have basically a set of stacked staircases, and then this major area here. Again, the enemies are going to spawn along different areas here, and they're essentially going to funnel into here as long as we can hit them. Now, again, we have to be conscientious because we're leaving ourselves the most exposed, and these enemies hit quite hard. So Blood Eagles are very dangerous because they have high-speed automatic weapons, and they'll tear you up faster than you can blink an eye. So you need to be careful with things like Blood Eagles, and just make sure that you're using what we call line of sight. So see these boxes, for instance? Anything on the far side of these boxes can't shoot me. They can shoot at me, but they can't hit me. So this is line of sight. Melee characters will now need to come around to get you, and you're not exposed. And ranged characters as well will also come around to find you. Now, you can do something like this over here if they're shooting at you, and take line of sight behind the doorway. And once they come around, you can pop them. Berry Mentats is very helpful for this because we can see when they come up and hit us. Or we can see when they disperse. So with Berry Mentats, we hear fire, 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 fire. And then we'll see the enemy start to move. And then we can pop out and bang 1, 2. Hit them up. So use line of sight to your advantage. And that's going to allow you to survive, especially if you're a low health build. With Savage Strikes, 1 or 2 shots can kill you. So it's something that you definitely have to pay attention to. And I think I was maybe shot a half dozen times in this entire encounter. So it's really about seeing the enemy, knowing where your target is, or anticipating where they are by listening with your ears, using Berry Mentats to track them, and then coming out around the corner and hitting them as fast as you can. If you're moving quite quickly, you're doing that organically. So, oh, there's the next target, bang. And then right around the next corner, again, Berry Mentats allows us to see them before we go around the corner, and we're already planning our route there. So if there was one here in the stairwell, you can come up and bang. You can also get a general orientation of where their back is. If they're moving through the wall and you can see their movement, you know where their back is going to be. Because if tracing from the center of my screen, if I see a orangey glow or a reddy glow moving this way, their back is going to be over here. If I see it moving the other way, down here, I know where their front is going to be. If their front is going to be quite close by, I'm still going to take the opportunity to punch them. If their front is far away over here, when I come around the corner, I'm exposed now for maybe even 2 seconds, 1, 2, before I can hit them over here, where they're still going to have the ability to shoot me. So it's very important that, especially again on decryption, that you utilize line of sight and you make the most of your surroundings. So again, just to recap here, for very specifically this map, for decryption, we want to make sure that we're coming straight out to the atrium here and letting enemies come into the atrium and using line of sight to keep ourselves protected in the meantime. If you're following if you're following a group of enemies down a corridor, it's not a bad idea. So let's say here there was one. If you end up getting a few enemies down a side corridor, come back to the atrium when we're done, or once we disable an interceptor, come back to the atrium, and again, we're going to find our highest concentration of enemies here. So next to that, again, like with all decryptions, the final boss will spawn right beside the final interceptor. So once you get experience with this, you can start planning the final interceptor to be the farthest one away, because you know that the code carrier and the interceptor will be in the same spot. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, please post it below. If you've enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'm going to give a thumbs up here to Skybus.